I'll share my screen a little bit with you. Okay, so that's tapas, right? So the other two practices here, you don't have to worry about the Sanskrit names. Svadhyaya is self-inquiry, so that relates to another yogic path, which is very meditative, the meditative yogic path known as Jnana Yoga. It's spelled with a J, J-N-A-N-A, but it's pronounced Jnana, like manana. So Jnana Yoga, self-inquiry, very, very meditative, a contemplative path. And then this is the path of emotion, or path of prayer, the last one. Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana translates as honoring the divine within. So every one of us has a divine spark or soul or spirit within. That's called Ishvara. Ishvara is that divine. And Pranidhana means to honor or to bow to respect. And it relates to another yogic path known as Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti means devotion. So this is Kriya Yoga in a nutshell. So these three practices, tapas, also related to Karma Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, the contemplative practice, and Bhakti Yoga, the emotional or path of prayer. Okay, so tapas, we covered that very briefly, right? So it's self-discipline, physical and mental, pain as purification, accepting pain as purification. I don't mean about physical pain here. Pain that's, self-inflicted discipline pain, right? So it's that kind of emotional discomfort that's good for you. So it's purifying or beneficial, doable, realistic, and very specific. It has to be very specific. You have to say, I'm going to wake up at 6:55, and I'm going to sit right here in this corner of this room on this particular cushion or this pillow, and I'm going to face this way, and I'm going to time myself for 5 minutes, right? So you've got to do that. If you don't have all these arranged, then there's too many variables that will come in the way and prevent you from doing it, right? When you have everything arranged perfectly, then you're much more likely to do it. So I'm going to skip that. Jnana Yoga, like I said, that's a path of knowledge, path of meditation. The basic thing here is really asking, who am I? So that goes over to a lot of other traditions, including Christian tradition. As you know, Christianity derived from this, right? I don't know if you did know this, but Christianity came from Vedanta. Vedanta is the philosophy of India. And Christianity came from this same philosophy. That's why we have a lot of crossovers there. This is be still and know that I am, right? So that's Jesus saying that, right? Be still. So finding that stillness, like turning within, turning inside, asking, who am I? And of course, the answer you get is silence, right? Because words cannot describe that which is spirit. It's beyond the mind. It's beyond words. The only thing that people say is tatvamasi, which means thou art that. You are that. You're that which you are. Ultimately, nature is the teacher. That's what you learn from by observing nature, but also from people, from being in a group like this, reading from books. All of that is part of Jnana Yoga and part of this self-inquiry or path of wisdom. Like I mentioned, Bhakti Yoga is prayer, ritual, surrendering your ego, having faith. So again, very common in the Christian tradition. It's common in all religions. This is more kind of resonates more with a religion or religious path. And but in yoga, it's not really religious. It's more of a relationship to a greater power. So it's just the recognition that you are not the boss here, right? You are a vessel of a greater intelligence, right? There's a greater aspect there, cosmic aspect that's working through you. We talked about the brain today, and just learning about what the brain does. But think about this intelligence, right, that is intrinsic in you, right? You have never learned how to digest your food, right? You have never learned how to beat your heart and circulate your blood and how to exchange carbon dioxide with oxygen. You never went to school for that. You don't need to. Your body just does it. And in an extremely complicated process, you know how to grow your nails and you know how to grow your hair, but you never learned that. In fact, you don't even know exactly how it happens. And how do you stay conscious? You're conscious right now, right? You are conscious. But how are you staying conscious? So it's something that is within you, right? This intelligence, this cosmic presence is within you. It's part of who you are, something that they call the true self, right? The self, the true self. And yet it's extremely elusive because every time you go after it, it's not there, right? We don't even know where the mind is. Scientists are still arguing where the mind is. Is the mind in the brain? Is it in the heart? As far as I'm concerned, it's a mindless debate, right? Because the mind is everywhere. Because mind is part of this cosmic intelligence that is present in every molecule, right? It's in every inch of space. It's in every moment of existence. There is infinite knowledge in every moment, just like you know how to do everything you know how to do. At the same time, you're digesting, you're beating your heart, you're processing everything you're processing all at the same time. I mean, that is true omnipotence, right? That is true omnipotence. And you're doing it, and we're all doing it without trying to, without efforting. And so, you know, if you look at something like a spider building a web, like how does a tiny little spider know how to do, you know, how to build this perfect architectural structure every single night? Like he never went to school to do that, right? You never learn as a spider how to do that. You just do it because there's intelligence in that, in every creature, right? And it's not just human, in every creature, in every space, in every molecule of space in the universe, cosmic consciousness is present. And so it's this recognition that it's there, and it's developing relationship to that. So that's bhakti yoga. It's that prayer is done like that, right? Obviously, Christian prayer, we kind of, you know, we lost that tradition a little bit. It's become more mind numbing or brainwashing, and we kind of associate that more than, you know, spirituality. You know, but there's plenty of Christian spiritualism as well, because that's how it was originally, you know, before it was skewed to suit the people in power. But traditionally, it all came from this idea, you know, that we are this consciousness. You know, of course, that's what God is, right? God, in the Christian sense, is a simplified version of this cosmic intelligence, which is infinite. And you are that. You are that infinity. And so that, you know, in the beginning, I said that these different yogic paths are a path to stress reduction, right? Because if you are fully grounded in this knowledge that you are something much, much grander than your body and mind, right? Your body and mind is just a vehicle to experience this one lifetime. But you are not just that, right? You're much more than that. You know, you're this cosmic infinity. And so your mind is not able to grasp this concept of infinity, right?